Here we go. Happy Thursday. Welcome into Chicago Bears Now by Chat Sports. We are live on YouTube. My name is Harrison Graham. Thanks to everybody for spending part of their day with us. We've got a lot to get to, including our latest Madden simulation. Take on the Cardinals here in Week 9. But first, the Notcast with the Super Chat before we went live. We appreciate it. He says, I'm sick of acting like I know what a 3-tech is. Please explain. I think certain coaches would say different things, but the simplest way I could say it is a 3-tech is typically a lighter defensive tackle, typically in the 300-pound range, and usually your pass-rushing interior defensive lineman. Chris Jones is a 3-technique. They're hoping Javon Dexter is a 3-technique, like someone on the interior that can rush the passer, generate pressure. A 1-tech is a big boy like Andrew Billings, someone who can just eat up blockers, stuff the run, not going to get much pass rush production out of them. That's typically the simplest way I can define it. Obviously, certain teams are going to want different things out of their 3-techs. Matt Eberflus has called it the engine to his style defense, so that's why they've tried to get an upgrade at that spot, and why I found it interesting that they're kind of just rolling with Javon Dexter. They must think that he's got a chance to be really, really good there. So we'll see how it all plays out. But that's kind of the simplest way I can say it. We got a producer, Cullen C. Breezy, in the house. Shout out your city. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Cullen, feel free to add anything more to my 3-tech discussion there.
No, I mean, you nailed it right on the head. Like you said, I mean, different coaches based on different schemes will call it, different things and kind of explain the roles, space if it's like a 3-4, if it's, ironically a bear formation, a 4-3. Yeah, I mean, you nailed it on the head. It's typically your more athletic defensive tackle, one that you can really move, potentially even outside
play some
if
edge,
he's athletic enough.
which Dexter does sometimes.
Yeah, so, no, I think you nailed it right on the head. So that's why they pay you the big bucks, Harrison.
That's what they say. Jason M. says, how about them Celtics? Yeah, they dominated, man. Other than getting blown out in Game 4, they were the better team for sure. We got Trump in Tampa, Denny in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Compton in the house from Joker. What's up, Joker? Brendan in Davenport, Florida, Bill in Clive, Iowa. We got Scott in Colorado Springs. Rocky is saying no sound, but I think you're trolling me. Donald in South Bend, Indiana. We got Rocky in New Orleans. Uncle Fuzzy in Albuquerque. Let's see, Logan Otto in the Quad Cities. Michael Ortman in Albany, Indiana. Joshua in Sturgis, Michigan. E.T. Phone Home in Dallas, Texas. Kokomo, Indiana is where Logan Bell is watching. Sammy R. in Eugene, Oregon. We got Darren in Ontario. Shout out Canada. Getting the flags in there. Chet said I was going to say that about edge. I mean, different type of edges too. Sometimes you have guys who are better run kind of edge setters who contain the run. You have guys who are kind of just pure pass rushers like Yannick Ngakoue. He's not sealing the edge in the run game. Neither did Robert Quinn, but he could get after the quarterback. So different type of players, but it just kind of depends what your coaching staff wants.
Yeah, 3-tech is also primarily a stunning defensive tackle too.
Yeah.
Generally, if like your 1-tech is going to be your like you mentioned, your kind of stone edge, like he's going to take up blocks no matter what. Your 3-tech can kind of stun around him left or right depending on where they're lined up, and cause the offensive line some confusion there as well. So
yeah, no question. All right, this is our poll question today. Do you believe in Matt Eberflus? Type B for believe, D for don't. Go vote on the live poll in the live chat as well. I think there's still a lot to be determined here. I want to believe. I believe he knows defense. I believe this locker room respects him. Do I believe he can be a high-level, high-winning head coach? Well, I haven't seen that yet. So I think this year will tell a lot. If this team makes the playoffs this year, continues to make progress, I'll start to believe even more. But I think we gotta see a little bit more. Scott says don't. Chris and Trump say believe. In Flus we trust from JP. I hope so. I like the new look Flus. He's a likable guy. We gotta see it. We gotta see it. Liam says believe.
We have to, right?
Apostle says believe. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of putting a little bit of blind trust into this, right? Like, if you trust Ryan Poles, who's made all these great roster moves, well, he's stuck by Flus. think you got to put some trust into that, but I think you also need to be like, it's okay to hedge a little bit and be like, hey, just because Poles can scout talent doesn't mean, he got this head coach right either. So I think 2024 will tell a lot, and we'll find out a lot about the future of this franchise for sure. Gunga says B, Thomas saying B, kind of from Joe. It's kind of where I am. Like, this team stuck together last year. It could have fallen apart on a number of times, and they fought through it, won 7 out of their last 13 games. So, there's certainly some positive momentum. But like Joker says in the chat, we got to see it. Got to see more consistency, and you got more than enough talent this year to be more competitive and win more games. So it's go time. The time is now. All right, who you got in our Madden stream today? We got the Bears and the Cardinals. Quietly have lost 2 in a row. Tough loss to the Jags and then an overtime loss in Washington. That was a buzzkill, to say the least. We'll see what happens in our Madden simulation today. CHI for the Bears, ARI for the Cardinals. Need to bounce back because if you lose, you're 4-4. So we'll see how this goes. JP, Chris, Fernando, Gunga, Trump all saying Chicago. Joe P says refs. Yeah, there was some weird stuff going on. Liam says Chicago. Bear down for Markel. Edward saying Chicago. Let's see here. Henry says, good day, Mr. Harrison. What do you think on signing Connor Williams, and how much money do you think the Bears should offer, and what the contract should be around? Well, if you throw a hashtag Bears on that, we'll answer that in our mailbag. But quick answer here, I could be a 1-year deal. I'd like to see it happen. I doubt they'll be the team that signs him, but I would like to see a 1-year. Maybe it's a base of like $4 million with incentives to double it or something like that, depending on playing time. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Connor Williams. I think he'd help. All right, we're going to jump in to the bulk of our show. Let's get more likes. Hit that like button if you love the Bears. Got a lot to get to here on Chicago Bears Now. So hit that like button, and we appreciate everybody tuning in. Mario says, first time catching one of these live. Chicago wins. Do you mean any of our streams or just our live Madden shows? Either way, welcome, Mario. Appreciate you tuning in.
Likewise, yeah. Should be a good one. Hopefully we see more of you, Mario.
Yeah, we appreciate
Happy to have
it,
you in,
Mario.
man.
Let's get some more likes here on today's show. Let's at least get to 50 likes. We got 35 likes so far. Let's get to 50. Joe Thomas says, to a point, however, the offense is on par with the other teams, and we, if it's possible, we lose our OC because of then. I would rather have him as head coach. DHC, defensive head coaches are a thing of the past. I hear you. It's harder to maintain like year over year, I think, sustainability with the defensive head coach. I think it can happen, but it's an offensive league now, so it's going to be interesting. Oh, Wojbomb in the chat.
Yeah, Wojbomb. The Chicago Bulls are trading 2-time all-defensive guard Alex Caruso to the Oklahoma City Thunder for guard Josh Giddey. Let's freaking go.
Bulls news here on Bears Now. Caruso to the Thunder. Is that just a straight-up deal?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
Why would the Bulls? I just don't get the Bulls.
I don't understand.
Like, Giddey's upside is certainly higher, and he's younger, but, like, Cullen's actually a Thunder fan, so instant reaction.
I'm over the moon. Are you kidding me? Straight up, we get rid of a guy who cannot space the floor, whose only real advantage in the offensive end is playmaking, not even a real plus defender, and we get 2-time all-defensive guard Alex Caruso? Oh, my God, I'm over the moon.
So now the Thunder have 2 defensive stoppers in Caruso and Lou Dort, and the Bulls don't add any draft equity. They get a intriguing young – if you're a Bulls fan, and I know a lot of you guys are, if Giddey can return to what he was 2 years ago, obviously a lot of distractions last year with the off-the-court stuff, then I get it a little bit more, but – man, if I'm the Thunder, I would have done that deal plus given up a first, I think. With how many firsts they have and the Bulls can't even get one, I think the Bulls continue to be poorly run.
Yeah, that's just me and Seeps. When I first started working here, Seeps, who runs our Bulls channel here at Chap Sports, Patrick Seepman, he asked straight up, I jokingly said back in January, February, like around the turn, I was just like, hey, man, because he was asking, like, would the Thunder be willing to trade for Caruso, and he's throwing some trades at me. I was like, hey, man, I'll give you Giddey straight up for him. Obviously not really being serious in the moment. And the fact that trade actually went down, I mean, like you said, Giddey's got a lot of promise in terms of, like, if you can develop him and you can kind of build him in the right way.
If he can learn how to shoot,
yes,
he could be an all-star in this league.
And he can't shoot, but here's the thing. He can run an offense. You can trust him getting guys open shots, getting the plays run
I was
correctly.
all in on him 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was going to be like a 10-year all-star in this league, and then I get the off-the-court stuff, the allegations, all that. You know, I think that probably played a role in him taking a step back this year. But, yeah, I mean, the Bulls are gambling that Giddey can become an all-star, because otherwise this doesn't really make sense. Moving on from Caruso makes sense if you can get some capital to get more draft picks, but to get none, that's not great. I think for OKC, that's a great move. So, yeah.
Darren Chandler says, I'm not a Bulls fan, I am a Raptors fan. Hey, man.
There you go. Shout out Kawhi and the boys a few years ago.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. Some NBA breaking news here on Chicago Bears Now involving the Chicago Bulls. Here's what's coming up on Bears Now Live. We'll react to the latest Chicago Bears news and rumors. We're going to get to your questions. So if you have any questions, hashtag Bears or Super Chat to get your questions on the show. If you Super Chat, it's a guarantee to get your question answered. Hashtag Bears gets on. Also, we'll dive into Bears' third-round pick, Kiran Amegadjie. Kind of want to dive into him a little bit more. He's kind of the forgotten man, I think, on the team this offseason. So want to dive into him a little bit. And then we're going to get into our Madden Week 9 sim versus the Arizona Cardinals. Bears have lost 2 in a row in our Madden simulation series, so we'll get to that as well. All right, all that coming up. Be sure to like the video, and let's go ahead and dive on in. I'm Harrison Graham. Here's what's coming up on Chicago Bears Now. Are the Bears going to sign this notable veteran? We'll react to that. Khalil Herbert, is he on the roster bubble, in danger of not making this team? And Justin Fields catching strays online, not the best thing to wake up to today. I'll explain here in just a moment. But listen, it's summertime, it's hot. I'm going up to Colorado in a couple of weeks to cool off and spend some time with family and some friends. Are you guys going on vacation this summer? If you are, let me know in the comments where you're going to go. If you're comfortable sharing, of course. If not, then say, nah, no vacation this summer. Curious where you guys are going to be traveling. All right, let's get to today's show. Ryan Tannehill to Chicago. ESPN dropped an article basically saying one move or multiple moves for every team before training camp, and they think the Bears should go out and sign Ryan Tannehill, an idea I talked about multiple times earlier this offseason. Aaron Schatz of ESPN, who mentioned this as an idea, said the Bears believe they put a real playoff contending team around rookie quarterback Caleb Williams. What on earth are they going to do if Williams gets hurt? Tyson Bagent and Brett Rippon are not bringing this team to the playoffs. The Bears should sign the best free agent quarterback left on the market. Very similar points to kind of what I said earlier this offseason. Like, Ryan Tannehill's a veteran. He's been there. He's done that. If Caleb Williams goes down, in theory, he could at least hold down the fort with the amount of weapons that this team has. And obviously, look, I like Tyson Bagent, and we're going to talk about Tyson Bagent, but he's still somewhat of an unknown commodity. I think we know that he's worthy of being on a 53-man roster, that the pressure isn't going to get to him. But is he good enough to hold down the fort if Caleb Williams were to go down? I think we know Brett Rippon's not. He's just a vet in that QB room. Austin Reed, UDFA, haven't heard much of anything of him since they added him after the draft. And Ryan Tannehill has a wealth of experience. Conventional wisdom would say Ryan Tannehill is a clear upgrade over Tyson Bagent as the Bears quarterback in the year of 2024. You look at Ryan Tannehill's resume, he's played a lot of football, he's won a lot of games, 151 starts, 81-70 record. He's been to an AFC championship game, he's earned a number 1 seed in the AFC, he's thrown for almost 35,000 yards, has over 100 touchdowns than interceptions. He's a decent athlete, can run a little bit as well. But then you look at just last year, Ryan Tannehill, who went 3-5 as a starter, Tyson Bagent 2-2. Completion percentage, slight advantage Bagent. Passing yards, when you kind of get to the volume, kind of similar, both in that kind of 200-ish yards per game when you add up their starts. Touchdown interception, both -3. QB rating, slight advantage Tannehill, but not by much. Rush TD, actually slight advantage Bagent. Let's be honest, they played at a similar level last year. Now, could you argue Bagent had a slightly better situation? I don't know, actually. I mean, say what you want about Tennessee, they still had DeAndre Hopkins. Now, we'll say, even though the Bears' offensive line wasn't great, it was probably a little better than the Titans. Theirs was kind of a mess, but they had Derrick Henry. Ryan Tannehill didn't play that well last year. That's just the honest truth. So if you're signing him, you're saying, okay, if he needs to play, he is a notable upgrade over Tyson Bagent. And if you're basing it off just last year, that actually isn't the case. Doesn't mean it wouldn't be the case, but I think you'd have to factor that in. Now, just in a vacuum for this team, let's say, I don't know, they have to start 4 games. Who gives the Bears the better chance to win those 4 games? Type RT for Ryan Tannehill. Type TB for Tyson Bagent. Pen comment on today's show. Let me know what you guys think. Even though they played at a similar level last year, I still would trust Tannehill, especially in a high leverage situation. That being said, I'm not going to give him like $10 million per year. Like, if he's open to a $4 or $5 million 1-year deal and is, completely content being the backup, like, I'm open to it. I still like Tyson Bagent as a backup, especially long term. But I think there is value in having a guy like Tannehill in that room. And if he does have to play, I do think he gives you a better chance than Bagent. But when I looked into this further, I don't think it was as close as I didn't expect it to be as close as I thought. Like, I understand if they're looking at this like, guys, Tannehill's over the hill. Like, Bagent played at a similar level last year, which he kind of did. So I certainly see both sides. But if the price was cheap enough, I would still consider it. All right, speaking of quarterbacks, how about QB1? You want to get Caleb Williams' jersey? You can. Chatsports.com/Caleb. We'll get that link in the comments and in the description for you guys. That way you can click and shop today. Chatsports.com/Caleb. Get yourself a Caleb Williams Bears jersey. Right now, you'll get it well before the season. Chatsports.com/Caleb. All right, let's shift to a current Chicago Bear. From Ryan Tannehill to Khalil Herbert. Is Herbert on the roster bubble? Adam Jahns of The Athletic believes that Herbert's roster spot could be in jeopardy. He recently did a 53-man roster projection following minicamp and OTAs. Did have Herbert making it, but wrote this little snippet. He said, "How will the touches shake out in the backfield? Swift is the Bears' new starter. That was apparent during the offseason program. Herbert and Roshan, also worked with Caleb Williams and the starters, and yet it wouldn't be surprising if Herbert is considered on the bubble at Hallis Hall. He's in a contract year, and the Bears drafted Johnson last year and signed Swift this year." Now, I'll just say this. I believe Khalil Herbert is too valuable and too good of a player to just straight up cut. If he was, in year 7, even if the production was similar, I'd be like, okay, I get it. He's not going to do much on special teams, although Khalil Herbert can be a kick returner, and with the new rules, he could be a candidate there, depending on what happens with Velus Jones. But he's still young. He's still got some juice. I think he's too good of a player to cut. I mean, you look at what he's proven with you over 3 seasons since being drafted back in 2021. He's been a good player all 3 years. 2022 was his best year. Last year he had the high ankle sprain, missed some time, but still averaged 4.6 yards per carry. I think last year proved he's not a lead back, which is why they signed DeAndre Swift, but he's still a very good number 2. He's a really good runner, especially in this scheme the Bears run. Okay pass catcher, not great, not a very good pass protector, which that could be costly in terms of these evaluations at Hallis Hall. Yet on the flip side, even though I'm hyping up Herbert, and we've talked about this before, could you trade Khalil? We'll get to that in a second. Do they want to enter another year with Roschon Johnson as the RB3? They drafted him in the 4th round last year. He showed some good promise, over 500 offensive yards, catching and running. He's a better all-around back. I think Herbert's the better runner, but I think Roschon's a better all-around back. He can pass protect. He can catch a little better. I think he's got more overall special teams value. And he's got 3 years left in his rookie deal where Herbert has 1. So if you're projecting down the line, it's like, yeah, like if you're picking one, you're picking Roschon Johnson. But for this year, What's the resolution? Well, I think what you do is Swift is clearly the starter. You expect Herbert and Johnson to compete for that RB2 role, but even if Johnson wins it and they want him in that role, I'm still not cutting Khalil Herbert. Now, I've said it before. Would I consider trading him? For like a 5th-round pick, I would. If it's a 6th or 7th, I don't know if that's worth it because I know what Khalil Herbert can do here. We've seen him produce. But if it's a 5th-round pick and you're like, we're not re-signing you and Roschon's RB2, at that point I'd be like, yeah, I would consider doing it. So, keep an eye on this. If there's a notable injury around the league during training camp and a team comes calling, I wouldn't be shocked if the Bears moved him. But to straight up cut him, I think he's too valuable to not be on the 53-man roster. All right, what do you guys think happens with Khalil Herbert here? Type K for keep him, type T for trade him, or type C for cut him? I got to think it's K or T. Like, I would be surprised if he straight up got cut, but let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. All right, let's get to the funny, but not so funny, but kind of funny story of the day. Justin Fields catching strays in the Madden trailer. Here's a screenshot from it. He's returning the opening play from the trailer. He's returning a kick, and he ends up handing it off to fellow former Bear, Cordero Patterson, for a reverse. And you're just like, okay, Madden ran with this loose rumor that Justin Fields could be used as a kick returner, which no one has said that in terms of coaching staff in Pittsburgh is actually going to be the case. And they lead off the trailer with it. I mean, that's kind of wild when you really think about it. Now, I've always said he could be a hell of a returner because he's that good of an athlete, but he's a quarterback until he's not. And look, I get it. Like, people have thrown shade at Justin. I think he has limitations as a passer, but I still think he can have some success in this league. Like, I'm not Taysom Hilling him at this point in his career if I'm Pittsburgh, but maybe that's his role down the road. I don't know. I'll say this. Madden caught my attention. If they wanted people to talk about the game, they accomplished that. I mean, Justin Fields returning the opening kick of the trailer? I mean, that is a bold move by EA Sports, and you'd love to know, you'd love to be a fly on the wall inside of Justin Fields' brain when he saw that, because he's seen it, and you're just like, I mean, is he laughing at that? Is he like, fuck this? I don't know. I mean, that's pretty entertaining, but it's gonna be very interesting to see how his situation plays out in Pittsburgh. Will you guys buy Madden 25? Type Y for yes and for no. I probably won't this year. I bought it last year, played a little bit, but not much. We're obviously doing these Madden simulations during the downtime of the summer, but I doubt I buy it this next year, if I'm being completely honest, especially with NCAA coming back. That'll be where a good chunk of my money is going to come because I got to buy a new console since it's not coming out on PC. EA Sports, if you're listening to me, please change your mind on that. But doesn't seem like they're gonna. But Y for yes and for no. Let me know if you will buy a copy of Madden 25. All right. That's going to do it for our Bears news and rumors segment. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notifications. We greatly appreciate it here on Chicago Bears Now. Alex Ammerling, $2. He says, bear down. Appreciate it, Alex. The Notcast. We talked about this before that segment. Oh, wait. We'll get to the one in a second. He says, brawl, Matthew Peterson, Patrick Seaman, Chase Sr., Harrison Graham, Jack Sperry, Marshall Green, Tom Downey, Mitchell Renz. Who's coming out on top? I would say it would be between. I think the two people in the best shape on that list are Patrick Seaman and Chase Sr. Marshall is in good enough shape, and he's bulkier than those two.
Yep.
So I would say it's one of those three. I'm obviously bulky. I wouldn't last. I'd take a few people out early, I think, but I'm not lasting 10 rounds.
Yeah.
Downey's kind of like me. He's in her dad mode. I don't think he's got enough pizzazz. Mitch is sneaky too. He's in good shape. But
Mitch is also like my height.
Yeah,
so
he's a little smaller. I think it's one of Marshall, Chase, or Seeps. I think one of those three would be the last man standing, if I had to guess. But I don't know how you feel about it, Colin.
Honestly, listen, I'll back you, Harry, any day, because dad's strength's a real thing.
Like I said, early on, I would be a weapon. There's no question.
Yeah.
But 10 rounds, I don't know. I'd be sucking wind, that's for sure. So
yeah, it'd be an interesting. I'm trying to in my mind because I've only met Tom a handful of times. You obviously know him better than me.
Tom's not a threat.
I'm about to say
I love
couldn't
Tom.
imagine Tom
He's
even
not a
throwing
threat here.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, the Notcast again. Bulls just traded Caruso for Josh Giddey. Thoughts? My thoughts are yours. I think it's a bad trade for the Bulls. Now, I get it a little bit because Giddey's a young and much higher upside player, definitely offensively. And look, I'll say this for the Bulls. This at least signals kind of at least some level of admission of like, yeah, Caruso's a win-now player. We're not ready to win right now. Giddey could be a player that grows there into a good piece. To not get a pick back, though, when OKC has 15 first-rounders, like they couldn't even get one of those heavily protected ones like 6 years from now. I feel like they probably could have. So that's a disappointment. If Giddey flourishes, if he can get back to what he was 2 years ago and improve a little bit as a shooter, he's got a lot of upside. Obviously, dealt with had a lot of stuff off the court going on this year. I think that impacted his season. But yeah, I just don't think the Bulls are getting proper value for their assets. Like, I don't know. I don't think they're well run. The Bulls right now feel like what the Bears were at the end of the Ryan Pace era, where they're kind of just shuffling pieces around to try and stay relevant, but it's like, you need to just reset, dude. Yeah. Like, this old core is not going to work. So, in that regard of it, I kind of get it, but you still don't even get a pick for it. So, especially if it's true, Colin, that they turned down 2 firsts at the deadline for Caruso.
Which makes it even
like,
more
I'd rather have 2 firsts than Giddey.
I don't blame you.
Giddey has great potential, but, like, this is a setback season for him, and he comes with a little bit of baggage regardless of, what's true and what isn't. So
the only thing that Bulls fans should be hoping for at this point with this move is that there's like another tweet that comes out from Woj or Shams or whomever saying Chicago is in full teardown mode. They're basically having a fire sale, like come get DeRozan, come get Levine.
DeRozan's a free agent.
Yeah,
yeah.
Or right,
Levine, Vucevic.
Yeah, I mean, come get all those guys and just
look. If you put shooters around Giddey, he can be an effective player.
Yep.
Good passer, good ball handler.
Yep.
He's a pretty good defender too. He's not as good as Caruso, but I'll say this for OKC, that is a nice move. Like, coming off the 1 seed, they don't want to rest on their laurels. They're trying to take the next step. So it's a nice move for OKC. Isaiah, he says, throw Rolly in there. Rolly, if he was in there, he'd definitely be in the mix to win it. A, he's in really good shape. B, he just kind of has a F everyone attitude. So he would have a very good chance.
Also, he just bulked up like on a crap ton of protein. I don't know if you.
Yeah, he's been trying to, like, he lost a bunch of weight. Now he's trying to add muscle. So he, he's become a gym rat. So good for him. Good for him. What do you think? We got Seeps in here, our Bulls host.
What are they saying?
They don't like it.
They don't like it.
I feel like the Bulls could have gotten one of OKC's first too.
Seeps.
Get some crazy protected pick.
Seeps.
What do you think about it?
I'm happy they're making moves, but you could have gotten a lot more.
Well, especially if it's true at the deadline, they had 2 firsts for him. Like, look, I said this. If Giddey can get back to what he was 2 years ago and kind of reset, which he probably needs a fresh scenery after the off-the-court stuff, but he's talented. But if he's kind of just what he was last year, he's just a role player. Like, it's not – you've kind of traded a defensive stopper for – a decent defensive player, but that's a kind of a role player on offense. So you're definitely gambling here.
Video coming out soon.
Yeah, Seeps has a video dropping soon on Bulls Now, so go check that out. YouTube.com/@Bulls Now, @BullsTV, it's Bulls Report.
Bulls Report.
@Bulls Report. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Continue to fire your questions in. We're going to get to a mailbag. #Bears or Super Chat to get your questions on the show. #Bears. You can go ahead and flash this.
Yeah.
Or Super Chat and get those questions in.
Okay.
Is this Giddey guy good? He's kind of a point shooting guard hybrid, Nick. I think his best role is a point guard because he doesn't shoot well enough to play off guard consistently. He's got good size, though. Like, you can kind of, like, post him up sometimes. And I remember, like, I obviously did all of our Mavericks watch parties. They would try to, like, put him on the baseline sometimes and, like, let him operate out of there. So Yeah, I don't like that he's not a good shooter.
In today's day in NBA, that is a hindrance, no doubt.
If you can't shoot consistently as a guard, you better be excellent defensively, like an Alex Caruso, and a generational passer. I think he's a good passer. I don't know if he's generational.
Yeah.
2 years ago, though, this past year he averaged 12 points on 47% from the field, just under 34% from three. So not horrendous, but not great. Year before, 16.6 points per game, 48% from the field, similar from three, 33%, but a career high, almost 8 rebounds per game. So he will rebound, and he averaged over 6 assists that year. He averaged over 6 assists per game his first 2 years. So, if he can become a respectable jump shooter, like mid to high 30s from three, then he's got a chance to be a pretty good player. But and he's 21 still.
Yeah, I mean, he's super young, a lot of time to develop. And again, now he goes into Chicago where, arguably he could run the second or first unit, depending on how they want to play him.
I think you probably start him, right? You kind of hand him the keys, especially if you don't re-sign DeRozan. You kind of just say, let's go. So, it'll be interesting. If you guys have any Bears questions, hashtag Bears or Super Chat.
We're up to, I think, 3 questions.
Get those questions. We need a few more in. Yeah. Need a few more to come in. Appreciate Splash Boys. Splash Boys.
I don't think I'm going to be flashing that one.
He's like 40, so I don't think he's dying of old age anytime soon. For number one. But you could apply for it.
There you go.
You could apply for it. Gin Alpha hates Giddy. Edward, appreciate it. Let's get a few more questions in there. Hashtag Bears Super Chat.
Yep.
Then we'll start our mailbag. Coming up here in 25, 30 minutes or so, we'll get to our Madden week. Week 9 sim? So we'll get to that, and then we'll keep it rolling. All right, NFL Productions gets one in there. And, the sim. I don't know. Are they on the roster?
They are in.
They are in.
Make sure that we got them in there.
There you go.
We're good.
All right, let's get to our mailbag. We got enough to get started. As long as we hit time, Colin, we're good to go. You can always circle back on any Super Chats, and we'll go from there. All right, here we go. It's mailbag time here on Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. Ron Burgundy in the chat asking, what's the minimum level of success for Caleb Williams to have for it to be considered a success? So I think you're asking, okay, what's the lowest threshold he does where you'd be like, okay, that was a successful draft pick? Well, a lot of this is relative, right? Because to be the best Bears quarterback in franchise history, you probably don't have to do that much. But I'll just put it like this. Be a solid starter in the league. And again, this is the baseline. Top 12 quarterback. If you're a top 12 quarterback, yeah, you want more when you're drafting number one, but if you got at least that would be considered a success, because when's the last time the Bears had a top 12 quarterback? Maybe Cutler for a couple of years. And then earn a second contract with the Bears and be a consistent playoff team. So top 12 guy, solid starter. Second contract, which means the franchise agrees that he's at least a solid starter. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is kind of in this boat right now. He's been probably a little disappointing as a number one pick, but he's still a solid starter, so Jacksonville pays and kept him. He's won a playoff game. And if you're a consistent playoff team, 2 out of 3 years you're going to the playoffs, 4 out of 6 years. Most years you're a playoff team. If he does that for 10 years, we might look back wishing we got more, but that would still be a lot better than what you've had in a long time. So if he does those things, I think you'd at least have some level of happiness with it. But again, I think he's got top 5 potential. I think he's got Super Bowl potential, maybe even MVP potential. So, if that's the high end and this is the low end, if he's somewhere in the middle, if he's the 7th best quarterback in the NFL and gives you a chance to win a Super Bowl at some point, I think that's a realistic but still difficult expectation to reach. All right, how high are your expectations for Caleb Williams? Scale it on a numerical scale, and if you want to add context of, kind of details like I just put out there, you can do so. 0 to 100, 100 being unbelievably he's chasing Tom Brady, 0 being this guy's going to be out of the league in 2 years. How high are your expectations for Caleb Williams? From Petey, how much will we see Caleb Williams play in the preseason games? I think he's going to play a decent amount. Now, I don't know what their approach to the Hall of Fame game will be, considering they're going to play the Texans in week 2. I would still play him, even if it just for the sake of like running a few plays. Like, I wouldn't do anything crazy. Maybe a couple of handoffs, maybe a bootleg, throwing out into the flat, call it a day. I don't think you're playing him a half or anything on August 1st, but I'd like to see him play a drive. The next 3 games, though, I'd play him a lot. I'd play him at least a quarter in all 3 games and at least a half in 1, if not 2 of the games. So I hope he plays a lot. He needs to play a lot. He's got to get these reps. Jason M., what kind of season does Rome need to have where you are comfortable letting Keenan Allen walk and going into next season with DJ and Rome? I can't say statistically what that would look like. It's just kind of like you know it when you see it, right, Jason? Like, I think we'll know by November, like, yo, Rome's ready to be a clear-cut top 2 wide receiver on this team next year. If you're unsure, that's when the Keenan kind of side of things gets interesting. Like, do you pay him? Do you not? Do you let him walk? What do you do? So, I think it's a know it when you see it thing. I'd be surprised if we were 10 weeks in and we were like, man, this has been pretty quiet for Rome. But if it is, then obviously you got to reevaluate, and if you haven't extended Keenan Allen by then, you have to consider doing so. Subscribe to Chicago Bears now. Just takes 1 click. It's 100% free, and hey, if you don't like what we do, you can always unsubscribe in the future. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, join the family here as we're chasing 100,000 subscribers. Edward, do you honestly think Flus is on the hot seat? No, I've said I actually don't think he enters the season on the hot seat. Maybe it's slightly mild, but I'm on record saying unless this is a disastrous year, I think he's back in 25. Now, what qualifies as a disaster for him? 1, the offense is really good, but the defense collapses. Goes from expected to be top 10, top 15 at worst, is like a bottom 10 defense. Like that's kind of his bread and butter. So that would qualify. Or if even if you look like a better team, but you can't win games, you still can't figure out how to put teams away. That was a problem last year. Like you go 6-11 and you go 1-6 in 1-score games or something like that. So barring something just where it's like this guy can't get over the hump, I think he's back in 25. But there are scenarios where he certainly could get fired. Speaking of which, do you believe in Matt Eberflus? Right on cue. Type B for believe, D for don't. I believe that he can be solid. I'm not ready to say I believe he can be a top 5 head coach in this league. Maybe you don't need him to be that. You would prefer that. All the good teams that are winning Super Bowls have elite coaches, but let's wait and see. There's things I like. There's things I still have questions about. Fear the Squids saw a potential trade of Herbert and a 2025 third-round pick to the Steelers for Highsmith. Would be an upgrade over Walker, and Highsmith is signed at a pretty friendly deal for the next 3 to 4 years. Thoughts? I would do that trade. Alex Highsmith is a great player. You put him opposite of Montez Sweat. That's a good rusher. I'm not sure where you saw that trade, but if I see it, I'll discuss it further on the show. I would do that in a heartbeat because I think Alex Highsmith would fetch at least a second, potentially even a first if you didn't attach a player. So if Herbert lowered it from a 2 to a 3, I'm willing to do that. Denny Edquist Jr., who do you think signs first, Caleb or Rome? I don't know. Not sure it really matters. I hope it gets handled before training camp. You don't want these things to linger, but how about you sign them on the same day? That'd be nice. Both first-round picks together, signed together. So I expect that to get done before training camp. Still have a few weeks, so no concerns over here. Fill in the blank for us. The Bears will win blank games this year. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. How many? 17-game season. 0 to 17. How many are they going to win? The Notcast. Josh Jacobs used to be a quarterback. Why couldn't the Bears just move Justin Fields to running back? Would it be disrespectful? And if so, why? Well, I'll tell you a couple things. One, if the Bears brought him in after 3 seasons in the NFL as a first-round pick as a quarterback with at least some level of success, right? I get it. Passing hasn't been great, but he's had some success. If they brought him in and were like, hey, we're going to draft Caleb Williams and we are going to move you to running back, he would call his agent immediately and tell him that, and his agent would call the Bears and say, "You're going to trade my client." Justin Fields is not conceding his chances of playing quarterback 3 years into the league. 3 years from now, if he hasn't improved and the NFL doesn't view him as a starting quarterback or even a good backup, yeah, by then that could happen. But we are still far from that. Like, Justin Fields is not bailing on being an NFL quarterback 3 years into his career when he has started 38 games. It's just not going to happen. So, yeah, it sounds fun, and I think he'd be good at it, but there's locker room dynamics there. Like, it would never have happened. Never. Luis Ramirez, if the Bears beat the Texans comfortably in Week 2, do the Bears come serious contenders? I'll tell you what, if the Bears handle their business against Tennessee in Week 1, go into Houston on Sunday Night Football, beat the Texans, especially if Caleb Williams outplays C.J. Stroud, that will be the lead storyline on all the national shows Monday morning. Get up, first take, first things first, you name it. It's on TV, YouTube channels. Like, that's the story. Here comes Caleb and the Bears. They're for real. Super Bowl dark horses. I guarantee you all that stuff will be mentioned nationally if that happens. Got to go take care of business, and I don't think it's crazy to think that could happen. They absolutely should beat Tennessee Week 1. And I know the Texans had a great year last year, but like, it's not like they should be viewed as some invincible team already. Like, it wouldn't shock me at all if the Bears went in there and beat the Texans on Sunday night. So, yeah, if it happens, it's the hype is going to get real, and it's going to get real fast. Appreciate all the questions here on Chicago Bears Now. Subscribe and join us for our live mailbags every Monday and Thursday at 4 o'clock Central Time. That's when we answer all of your questions. And until then, bear down. All right. The Bears will win blank games this year.
Blank.
NFL production says 11. What's up?
So this game is going to be our 8th game, even though it's Week 9 because the Bears
had a bye week. Yep.
Yeah. So Bears would be roughly on pace for 10 or 11 games if they win today.
4-3 right now.
If they win.
I think that Jacksonville, Washington stretch, I actually like them to win both those games. So to lose both in the sim is kind of annoying. But they also beat the Rams, so it kind of evens out. But, yeah, I mean, if you win this game, you get to 5-3, it's kind of probably where you would project to be based on the schedule and the improvements this team has made. So if the Bears win this sim today, 5-3 through 8 games, win 5 of your final 9 games, probably a playoff team. Bum of Wall Street says 12. Terrell says 12. Ron Coker says 9. Seeing anywhere from 9 to 13.
Yeah. That's good to have those kind of expectations. Like, that's a really good spot for your franchise.
Yeah. The expectations should be high. They shouldn't be like Super Bowl or bust, but you should want this team and expect this team to be a playoff team or at least very close. Like if you're not, it should be like, oh, we went 9-8 and we lost a tiebreaker or something like that. Like, this team goes 7-10. Again, that's pretty damn disappointing. Notcast says, what is your hottest take for the team this season? For a team this season, mine is that Colts are winning the division. I think that's actually become streamlined enough that that's not really a hot take anymore. Because I'm kind of with you. I like the Colts. I think they could win the South, but I've heard other people say that at this point too. You got one, Colin?
No, I was saying I picked them to win the division this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are kind of sneaky high on the Colts. Gosh, I need to take a deeper dive, but
I'll say the Niners won't win their division.
Okay, I could see that, especially if this Ayuk thing gets ugly and they move him. Like, if they move Ayuk, that passing game takes a hit. Yeah. They don't have a guy who can consistently win on the outside unless Pearsall does that right away because it's not Debo's game. Kittle a little bit, but he's not going to do that consistently. I could see that. If this Ayuk thing goes south, I could see the Niners taking a step back. Gosh, how about this? The Chargers make the playoffs.
Okay.
I don't know how hot that is because of Harbaugh, but I think everybody's like, oh, they dumped Keenan Allen, which, thank you. Mike Williams. There's Jim. I don't think people realize how bad Brandon Staley is. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. Jim Harbaugh knows what he's doing. Like, would it shock us? You think about that division, too. Like, yes, the Chiefs, and even if you win both of those, but the Raiders and the Broncos, if you're the Chargers, you should be looking at that. We're going at least 3-1, if not 4-0 in those games. If you can go 3-1 against those, even if you get swept by the Chiefs, you're 3-3 in the division. Well, you're playing a last place schedule.
Yeah.
Like, the Chargers could get to 10 wins.
They could.
It wouldn't shock me.
And like you said, their biggest competition outside of the Chiefs isn't in the division. It's every other team in the AFC. So, I mean.
Yeah. This may not be a hot take, but I'll say this too. The Jets win like 7 games. I think that thing is going to be a disaster. Yeah. Like, people forget, like, Rodgers last year in Green Bay, he was kind of average. And I don't care what pieces they have there. The infrastructure in Green Bay is way better than New York. Salah's a decent. Salah, I think, is kind of. Salah is where Flus will be if he's back next year and they don't make the playoffs this year. Where it's like, why are you still there? Like, this hasn't all been your fault, but like, are you actually a good head coach? And then Hackett stinks. He's only there because Rodgers refuses to let them fire him. Like, I don't know, man. Tyron Smith, you know he's going to miss time at left tackle. He will not play 17 games. Yeah. Like, they're talented, but
they're also banking on like Mike Williams to be their wide receiver too. When
yeah,
you can't
like
stay healthy.
a lot of their key guys have injury concerns, starting with the quarterback. So
Pretty big one.
I think the Jets are a mess.
Yeah, literally, like everyone outside of.
I'll still take the Bills in that division. By the way, I don't care. Say what you want about Josh Allen, the pieces they lost. He's still the best quarterback in that division. Yeah. Like, I'll live with some of the turnovers. He's going to give you 45 touchdowns.
I run a lot of 22 personnel, but hey,
yeah,
or 21 or either or.
Yeah. So those are a couple. I don't know if those are hot takes, but they're takes. They're out there. They're in the universe. All right, coming up in 10, 12 minutes, we will get to our Madden Week 9 sim against the Cardinals, and then we'll get out of here. So here we go. Coming up next, we're going to dive into this Bears player. Before we jump into today's episode of Chicago Bears Now, the June subscriber battle with Vikings Now is heating up. We've closed the gap a little bit. Vikings have had a strong month in terms of subscribers. We're 104 behind my good friend Patrick Seatman and Vikings Now. If you want daily free Chicago Bears content, and if you want to take down Vikings Now, hit that subscribe button. Let's dive in. I'm Harrison Graham. This is Chicago Bears Now. The forgotten man of this team is Kiran Amegadjie, the third-round pick out of Yale. I kind of want to just dive into him a little bit more, like into his background. We did this with Braxton Jones when he was drafted. I kind of want to do it here. I think a guy that we're just kind of forgetting about, and understandably so. He missed all the spring. He is dealing with an injury, but I think this guy is a pretty intriguing player, and I just want to talk about him a little bit more on today's show. So who is Kiran Amegadjie? Some background here. Well, he's from Hinsdale, Illinois, near Chicago. Went to Hinsdale Central. A lot of you guys should be familiar with that high school. So that's pretty cool. That was a big talking point around draft time when they took him. Matt Eberflus told the story of where he ran into Kiran and his dad the year before on the golf course. And Kiran walked up to him, introduced himself, and said, "Hey, you're going to draft me next year." And they did, which is kind of an amazing story for him to do that as a Yale football player, and it ends up happening. So the Bears connection's there. He's been a fan his whole life, so that's pretty cool. Next is he was a 2-star recruit in 2020 out of Hinsdale Central, despite being this big athletic offensive lineman. Only had 4 scholarship offers. Yale, Central Michigan, Indiana State, and Southern Illinois per 24/7 Sports. Now, maybe there were a couple of other small school ones. I'm sure some D2s and stuff like that offered him. But these are the only notable offers that are listed on his recruiting page. So he opts to go to Yale and is a 3-year starter there. And, we've covered his time at Yale a little bit, but to kind of rehash that, he gets there, and they found out pretty quickly that this kid has talent. He started his first season there as a left guard. And then the last 2 years, he was a left tackle. Now, last year, his season got cut short. We'll get to that in a second. But I like his positional versatility. He could play guard. He could play tackle. I think that could help this team, maybe even this year. We'll talk about that in a little bit as well. But 3-year starter, graded out well per PFF. And look, if you're going to get drafted in the 3rd round out of Yale, you better dominate your competition. And that's exactly what he did. He was a dominant force. He could have transferred after his sophomore year and played at a bigger D1 school, decides to stay at Yale, which I think speaks volumes. And obviously he got hurt last year, which was a bummer, but I think that's pretty cool. Now, he's been recovering from a quad injury, did not participate in rookie minicamp, OTAs, or mandatory minicamp. He was there. He's off to the side. He's doing rehab stuff. Matt Eberflus did say that he should be ready by the time training camp gets here, which would be huge for him for a lot of different reasons. But even if the Bears don't have big plans for him this year, you need to start stacking some reps here. So hopefully he is cleared and ready to return to the practice field in late July because, like I said, got to start building those reps. All right, let's go back in time a little bit. Late April, draft night. Did you like drafting Kiran Amegadjie in the 3rd round? Type Y for yes and for no. Like when it happened, were you like, yay, or were you like, or were you somewhere in the middle, kind of where I was like, okay, intriguing, but I might have gone elsewhere. Y for yes and for no. Did you like drafting him in the 3rd round? Okay, now let's get to his rookie outlook. Because, I mentioned him as the forgotten man. I do wonder if there are scenarios where he could contribute this year. Now, step number 1 for Kiran Amegadjie. Get healthy for training camp. Sorry for the typo there. Get healthy for training camp. Get out there and get reps because he missed out on rookie minicamp. He missed out on OTAs, mandatory minicamp. This is a guy that, yes, dominated at Yale, but let's be honest, he's coming out of Yale. There's probably some technical things he needs to work on. He probably needs to get kind of going on the NFL strength and conditioning program. He missed out on some of that in early start here. So be healthy is number 1. Number 2, building off of that, get healthy, start getting reps. I don't think he'll work with the 1s a ton at training camp, but get with the 2s, go up against the number 1, number 2 defense sometimes. Get those one-on-one battles that you always see at training camp. Hey, throw him out there against Javon Dexter, a guy looking to take a step in year 2. See how he holds up. Let's get these reps going, work on the technique stuff with the offensive line coach, Chris Morgan. You got to start. There's nothing like reps in anything you do in life. A lot of people are talented. I think every person's born with at least one talent, but if you don't work at it, if you don't practice it, if you don't figure out what that talent is, but then put the work into it to mastering that craft, you got no shot, especially in the NFL. It's got to get reps. Number 3, in terms of this year's outlook, ideal role, I think swing tackle. 6'5", 6'6", he's got 36-inch arms. He's athletic. I think ideally he's your number 3 tackle this year. Hopefully he has a strong enough camp in preseason where they feel comfortable with him in that role. You've got Matt Pryor and Larry Borum if he's not quite ready for that. But I think your number 3 tackle would be an ideal role. But I think a sneaky potential role is guard insurance. I mentioned his first year at Yale, he started at left guard and played well. Now, typically, his body type and frame, that's an NFL tackle. But that doesn't mean he can't kick inside either. I think he's got enough strength to play inside. I've questioned that with Braxton Jones. I don't really question the strength with Kiran Amegadjie. I think he is stronger than Braxton Jones. So, you look at this, and what have we talked about a lot recently on this show? Well, the interior's got questions. He's not going to play center for you, so you can kind of eliminate him from consideration there with Ryan Bates and Coleman Shelton. But Tevin Jenkins, he has an injury history. Love Tevin. Hope he plays all 17 games and gets an extension. But history tells us that probably won't happen. Nate Davis also has injury concerns and has just kind of been unreliable. Could Kiran Amegadjie work for reps at guard this season? The interior has questions. It just does. I like Jatiri Carter. I think he's been a nice story to stick around as a 7th-round pick. Amegadjie's much more talented. He just is. He's stronger, he's bigger, he's more athletic. Matt Pryor was getting some work at both guard and tackle in the offseason program. But Amegadjie's more talented. Again, he's got to get in there and get reps first. But I do wonder if a situation pops up in the middle of the year. He's gone through a few months of practice. Could he be the guy you turn to if there's an injury on the interior? It wouldn't completely shock me. So that's just something to think about throughout the course of the season. I think long-term, starting tackle or guard, that's what you're hoping for when you take a guy in the third round that he becomes a starter. But for this year, I'm not ruling out him having an impact. I'm going to set the over-under at starts for Kiran Amegadjie this year. 1.5. 1.5 starts. Do you think he starts over 1.5 games or under? I'd probably bet the under. If I set it at half game, I'd probably take the over because there could be a Week 18 scenario where you're just resting starters. You want to get guys reps. There could be multiple injuries that happen. Like right now, I would guess he's not your 6th offensive lineman. That's probably Matt Pryor or someone else. But I do think there is a scenario where he is starting games at some point this season. So I'll set it at 1.5. O for over or U for under. There you go. A deeper dive into Kiran Amegadjie, a fascinating player, awesome name, local flair, playing at Hinsdale Central. I think that's sweet. We'll see how big his role and impact is this year. Hopefully first he gets healthy for training camp. All right. Claws up, bear down. Love that, Ron Winarski.
I think the best line from that was, if you're going to be at somewhere like Yale, you better dominate. And he was a force at Yale.
Yeah. You don't get drafted in the 3rd round out of Yale because you're just a decent player.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
You know, it's kind of like, I know he went undrafted last year, but Tyson Bagent, some thought he should go in the 6th, 7th round because, he played at Division II Shepherd, but he broke like every record that ever existed. It's like, if you're going to play that level, that's why the Trey Lance thing will never make sense to me. He started 1 game at North Dakota State. And I get it, he had a good year, but it was more as a runner than a passer. Missed the next whole year due to COVID. They played 1 game, I think, and he goes number 3 overall. Like, I will never understand that from the 49ers, a very smart organization. And if they didn't, someone else probably would have taken him. So that was a weird one. But, all right, Cullen, we got the Cardinals, Week 9. Let's get to it, our Bears Week 9 Madden stream. All right, here we go. Week 9 of our Madden simulations is here. Welcome to Chicago Bears Now. I'm Harrison Graham. Bears have dropped 2 in a row, but they look to get back on track against the Arizona Cardinals out in Glendale. They are 3-5 in our simulations. The Bears are 4-3. Get your score predictions in. Who wins? What's the score going to be? Hopefully the Bears get back on track. It's one of those games on the schedule. You know, you try to identify road games that you're like, yeah, we should win that one. I think this is one of them. You need to go into Arizona and win, so hopefully they can get it done because the last few weeks haven't gone as well. After starting 4-1, lost the London game to Jacksonville, bye week, and out of the bye week, lost an overtime game to Washington. So you're 4-3. You got the final 10 games of the season here. This is a manageable 2-game stretch. Cardinals on the road, Patriots at home before it really ramps up with a lot of division games squeezed with the 49ers and Seahawks in there. Like, that's not – week 11 and on is not going to be easy. So, you know, ideally you win these next 2, get to 6-3, and then you could really just go 4-4 the rest of the way to get to 10 wins. So here we go. Let's get to our Madden simulation, Cullen, as hopefully the Bears bounce back this week.
I'm hoping so too, but if y'all want to drop some names down in the comment section, it's been crazy, some of the names that have popped off in these Bears games. I mean, right? Like,
yeah, which Cardinals player is going to – Greg Dortch. This feels like a Greg Dortch game.
Okay.
We've had Evan Ingram pop off, which he's solid, but still.
Chuba
Hubbard went nuclear. Yeah. Who was it for Washington? Oh, it was Luke McCaffrey.
Like,
come on.
We had Alec Pierce catch 2 Hail Marys. Like, it's interesting, man.
No doubt.
Get a super chat coming in from the Notcast.
The Notcast says, Trevor's a good friend, so I have a bit of bias. Who are you talking about? Trevor Lawrence?
You are friends with Trevor Lawrence.
Not sure what's being discussed in the chat. Let me know, the Notcast. Follow up if you can. You don't have to super chat. You can just comment in the chat. Yeah. Not sure what you're referring to there. I do like this. The Bears were kicking off this week. The last 2 weeks they received, and I'm a firm believer, especially in Madden, you want to get the ball in the second half.
I do too. Yeah, no, I'm always kick, get the momentum out of the locker room and take it. So we'll see if the Bears can.
Oh, Trevor Keegan. You talking about the Michigan kid? I don't even know where he's playing at now. Can't remember where he landed. All right, here we go. Bears Cardinals in Glendale.
Yeah. NFL production says Matt Prater.
Matt Prater. Is he still their kicker? I guess he is.
Not sure with these rosters, to be honest.
All right, here we go. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals coming out to the field for drive number 1.
Yeah. Kyler's a pretty good quarterback to play with on Madden. Hopefully the computer version of him is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can run around with him for sure. We'll see how he's used in this simulation.
See, this is why no one likes you, Nate Davis. Go Kyler Murray, what are you doing?
Come on, Nate. Classic Nate Davis in the chat. Kyler hands it off, stretch play. A lot of room for James Conner, I believe. Gain of 11. Maybe it's the James Conner game,
It could
Colin.
be.
That would be classic. He's probably averaging like 3.7 yards per carry this year. He'll run for $150.
Yeah.
All right. First and 10 after a gain of 11 here. Murray under center, hands it off, same play to the left side. Not much doing that time. Gain of a yard, bring up 2nd and 9. The classic go hurry up and just flip the play.
It'll work the other side.
Oh, man. Here we go. Murray under center for a 3rd straight play. Kyler going to drop back, looking, steps up, throws over the middle. Caught. They're going to give him a 1st down. Is that Mr. Dortch? No, that's Zay Jones who signed there. I forgot about him signing there. Last thing I need is Zay Jones with 6 catches. Oh, man.
You never know.
Murray, those. Ooh, had a man, missed him. Should have put more air under that. Had Zay Jones. That might have been a 55-yard touchdown, 54-yard touchdown. 2nd and 10. Nate Davis. Could I be on his team?
Oh, man.
Kyler drops back, looking, throws underneath, caught, gain an 8. It's going to be 3rd and 2. TJ Edwards on the tackle. Type those threes. Let's get a stop. T-Mag asking the question Cullen has for weeks. Can Montez Sweat make a play? By the way, when other people at Chat Sports are doing these, I keep hearing sacks. Not for the Bears.
No.
Not for the Bears.
Kind of BS, to be honest.
Murray looks, throws underneath, caught. 1st down. Not sure. I forget who they're.
McBride?
Yeah, McBride. He was pretty good last year. Nate says, Harrison, preheat the oven because Kyler about to cook. You preheat the oven, Nate Davis. You preheat the oven. Murray hands it off. Connor gets maybe 2. All right, let's clamp down here, fellas. Force a long field goal attempt. 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8 here. Keegan went to the Eagles. Okay, I didn't know that. Here we go. Murray takes the snap, 4-man rush, looking, steps up, fires downfield, incomplete.
He's going to Zay Jones again.
Zay Jones is number 1 target. It's going to be 3rd down. Type those threes. Type those threes. Murray takes the snap, looking, throws, right side, caught. Michael Wilson. No Marvin Harrison Jr. yet.
Which is very surprising.
Who needs MHJ when you have Zay Jones and Michael Wilson? I actually do like Michael Wilson. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, Cardinals into the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 19.
Harrison, what position would you have the best shot at playing if you were in the NFL?
I played right now. You guys are going to laugh. I'm not even slightly joking. It would be kicker or punter. Murray throws end zone incomplete. I was a middle school quarterback, kicker, and punter. I obviously could not play quarterback I couldn't do any of these in the NFL, but if you're asking me right now, I'm not in great shape these days, but I think I could still punt the ball 30-plus yards pretty consistently. Not very good, obviously, but compared to NFL punters, but like I could catch the snap and get the punt away, and it wouldn't be a complete disaster. Murray, zone read, picks up about 13.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've made a couple in practice because we didn't do it. Middle school doesn't really kick field goals. So I don't know if it was like that if you played, but we typically just went for 2. But I've made 35-yard field goals in practice before. Could I go out there today without any practice? Probably not. But if you gave me a month to kick field goals and punts, I could make, 25, 30-yard field goals perhaps. Now, I'd kick the ball a lot lower. Teams would probably block them. But second and goal at the 5. Nate Davis in the chat. Should I come to training camp? Yes, you should, Nate. Yes, you should. I formation. Murray. Hands it off. Connor. Oh, just short. Got to be 3rd and goal at the 1. Type those 3s. Madden out here making the Bears D paper thin every week. It's been a rough couple weeks. Harrison, can you aim your punts to people standing in a field or whatever? I mean, I can kick the ball in a general area. It doesn't mean I'm going to do it well every time, especially since I haven't practiced in 10 years. But Murray hands off, stuffed. TJ Edwards blows it up, and I think with the loss of a couple of yards, they're probably going to have to kick here. Yeah, that was a good play. Yeah, looks like they're going to kick here. So big red zone stop. That drive, Cullen, took up basically the entire first quarter.
Really did.
Matt Prater, chip shot, 20-yarder from the left hash. Kick is up and good. Nate Davis. You guys won't believe this, but I have a 54-inch vert, and I can bench 650. You're right, I don't believe it. Because I'm not sure anybody on the planet has that combination. To bench that much, I don't think you could be athletic enough to jump 54 inches. There might be less than 10 people on the planet that can even jump that high. And I don't think any of them are benching 650. A lot of people can bench 650. I mean, there's these, I say a lot, more than can do a 54-inch vert, I would say. All right, here we go. Was that Carter or Valus? Who's back there?
Should be Carter.
Oh, Cullen put DeAndre Carter back there. Okay. Let's go.
Heard the request of the people.
All right. I bet Deuce Vaughn can bench 900 and have a 68-inch vert.
Probably. I believe it.
I don't think he could do that. He's not even 68 inches tall.
Crazy.
All right. Caleb Williams in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking. Rolls right. Dumps it off. Oh, stay in bounds, Keenan. Picked up 8. Good job extending the play. Bring up 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2 here.
Nate Davis, I am the definition of a sleeper build.
Williams looking, throws into the flat left side. DeAndre, or is that Everett? I think it's Gerald Everett. Little tight end flat. There you go. End of the quarter.
Bang.
Type those ones for the end of the first quarter. Okay, chatsports.com/Caleb. That is the link to go to pick yourself up a Caleb Williams jersey. We got the navies, the whites, the oranges. They're all available. Pick one up. Link is in the comments and in the description of this video. Chatsports.com/Caleb. All right, let's get to a super chat and start the second quarter here. Jason says, what are Caleb's season stats so far on Madden? I'll have to calculate them. I keep forgetting to look, but we'll go back and take a look at that. Obviously, they're not going to be huge because they're 6-minute quarters, so they're not throwing for like 300 every week. But I would guess he's averaging like between 200 and 225 yards passing and Pretty good touchdown interception ratio.
His completion percentage has got to be insane.
Yes. High 60s at least, if not 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Williams in the shotgun, takes the snap. 4-man rush, looking, throws, right side, caught. Good job layering that football. Romadunze, type those ones. Put enough loft but didn't throw a lob either to make sure that got over the linebacker.
Love to see it.
Nate Davis, terrible read by Caleb. Okay, Nate. Williams, RPO, quick slant. That looked like something you've seen at USC where he just pulls that and flips it sidearm real quick. That was pretty sweet. Gain of 4. That was a run play that he just decided to throw. Jason says, I'm betting money on his season stats for the real season based on Madden. Do not do that, Jason. Williams on 2nd and 6. Throws again, looking. Fires over the middle, caught. Romadunze inside the 30. Type those ones. Oh, a rare injury for the Cardinals. All right.
Now, Jason, if you want to play daily fantasy.
He says, I have to.
Yeah.
Why do you have to?
Yeah, well, that is a little concerning. I was going to say, I know a daily fantasy site that you can play on. Don't gamble, though. I don't know anything about that.
Oh, man. Colin, Trump, Ron, typing ones.
Shout out.
All right, here we go. Got to punch this in. No run plays yet. I like the approach this week. Just let Caleb sling it. This time they'll play action. Williams throws. Came back to his check down. I think that was Everett again. Yeah. His second catch of the game. Just picks up 3. Be 2nd and 7. Yeah. Nate says, I got to lock in. Williams under center. Play action. Gets it out to the perimeter. Not much doing there. We're at 3rd and 5 after a gain of 2. DJ Moore's first catch of the game. Here we go. Like to convert here, but you're well in field goal range. Worst case, you can tie it up with Cairo Santos. Swift to his left. Williams in the gun. Caleb takes the snap. Looking. Throws. Caught. DJ Moore. Type those ones. Caleb Williams, a perfect 8 for 8 to start this game.
Love to see it. Eric, did you see the Brady interview yesterday on Cowherd or whatever?
I saw a part of the clip that everybody's been talking about. Just get the ball to your playmakers.
If you're Caleb, you at all hey, I got to make sure I get it to Keenan and DJ, Rome, any of that maybe go through your mind, you think?
Caleb, end zone, caught. DJ Moore right on cue. Type those TDs. To answer your question, I think you have enough weapons where you run the plays, man. Let your instincts take over. Go through your reads, your progressions. On most plays, I think someone's going to get open with how many weapons this team has.
Yep. Use
your playmaking when you need to. Just distribute the ball. Play your game. Play your game. Don't play robotic where you just sit in the pocket all the time. Don't go over hero mode. Find that balance. Extra point is good. The beautiful thing about DJ Moore is he's an ego-free receiver. He's not really the type to get in the quarterback's ear of throw me the ball more. Now, I'm sure there's conversations hey, man, I was open to this play, whatever. But he's pretty ego-free. Keenan Allen, he's probably going to want a lot of footballs. He's 32. He's trying to get paid one more time. But, I think he kind of understands where this team's at, too. Rome Odunze is obviously a rookie. Komet's not really an ego guy. So I think they have a good blend of talent, but guys that aren't going to, go Chad Ochocinco on you, Odell Beckham, and just, be in your ear all the time. I think they understand, too, hey, we got a rookie back there. We can't – the less we throw on this guy, the better. So –
interesting.
Just saw a tweet. Lakers hire podcast coach or podcaster as a head coach. All righty. Let's see. Murray. Under center. Hands it off. Connor, left side. Good tackle there. I think that was Owens. Good tackle in space. If he misses that one, that's going to be 10+.
Easy.
3-10 here, man. If you could get a stop, get the ball back and score before half, you get the ball after halftime, you're cooking at that point.
Yeah. Momentum's on the Bears side right now.
Empty set for Kyler Murray. Murray looking, throws, right side, caught. Good throw. McBride again. That was nice pass there. Pretty decent coverage by Edwards. Put that right where it needed to be on the front shoulder. Yeah, that was good.
Nate Davis says I make that pass for breakfast.
He also says, wow, the hate. I provide so much for the Bears. Thing is, you can be a good player, Nate. Just need you to be. Let's go. Kyler Murray takes the snap. Steps up. Throws left side. Oh! That could have been jumped if the corner saw the ball coming. 2nd and 3 here. 2nd and 3 here. Gordon on the tackle. Yeah, if he saw Kyler throw that, that might have been a house call. Murray takes the snap. Looking. Oh, backside pressure. He's going to go down. Jaquan Brisker, a safety blitz. Type those sacks in the chat.
How about to say, man?
A rare sack for the Bears in our Madden simulations. Another question about the Caruso-Giddey trade. So if you're watching this live, that's on the day of the Bulls-Thunder trade. I like it more for the Thunder, but Giddey's got more upside, so I get it to an extent. Murray throws underneath, short. It's going to be 4th and 4. Kind of in no man's land. We'll see how Madden handles this. If I was playing, I would go for it, but yeah, it looks like they're going to keep the offense out there. Here we go. Tight stop.
Let's go.
If you get a stop, you have great field position. Murray takes the snap. Looking left side, caught. That was a little too easy. You got to play tighter coverage in 4th and 4. There's Marvin Harrison Jr. Picks up 5 on 4th and 4.
Can't be having that.
Minute 15 and counting. What you don't want to do is have them score a touchdown right at the end of the half. That would not be ideal. Murray takes the snap. Looking, throws, right side, caught.
Zay Jones again.
Zay Jones again. He's got 39 yards, 3 catches. Nate Davis, clutch daddy Murray.
Oh, man.
I don't know who made that account, but that's funny.
Credit to you.
Credit to you. Giving me some chuckles on a Thursday. All right. Murray in the red zone, takes the snap, looking, throws, right side, caught, inside the 5, touchdown.
Michael Wilson.
My goodness. Kind of glad he broke that tackle and score, though. Have a little time left to get points before the half. Had the chance on 4th and 4, Cullen. The last couple of sims, the Bears just haven't made the plays when they need to.
Yeah, that's just basic wrap-up right there. 2 guys really had a shot. I don't know what was.
Missed tackle by Jalen.
Yeah.
58 seconds left. The one thing about him breaking that tackle is you got about a minute and all 3 timeouts. So, silver lining. Extra point is up and good. 10-7. 10-7. Yeah, Mr. Smalls, we've been doing these Madden Sims for the entire season, like the upcoming season, at the end of our live shows, just to kind of gear up for the season, downtime of the year. So if you guys enjoy them, let us know. Prater set to kick off. He boots it away. Carter going to bring it 2 yards out. Past the 25. That's where he'll go down, right at the 25. So 53 seconds, 3 timeouts. Plenty of time to at least get into field goal range. You know what's crazy, Colin?
Mm-hmm.
The Bears offense, barring a surprise, is going to go a whole half without handing the ball off.
Which is that is
They threw on every play of the first drive, and this is just now the second drive. And they're not going to hand it off in this situation, so.
And don't put it past Matt.
Yeah, that's a little draw play to start. Williams looking, spins out. Oh, my God, throws a wild pass, incomplete. That's what we don't need, Caleb. First incompletion of the game. That's what we don't need. 2nd and 10 here.
Yeah.
What's Caleb's overall? I think it's 81.
That is correct. It is 81.
81 from the roster we downloaded. Yep. Williams in the gun. Takes the snap. Looking. Still looking. Throws left flat. Caught, but only 3 yards for DJ Moore.
Sideline awareness needs to improve in this game.
Yeah. I mean, if DJ catches that, it's one-on-one on the outside. He probably makes that guy miss.
Nate Davis says, I put up my whole contract that he throws a pick on this drive. All right, Nate.
Oh, good old Snake Davis. Williams steps up. He's going to scramble. Gets a first down. Timeout. Yep. Good timeout, Flus. Good timeout, Flus. Good timeout, Flus.
We love to see.
All right. Move the chains here. You're at the 38. You need about 12 plus 25 yards. Get in the field goal range. 25 yards or so.
Very doable.
Very doable.
Very doable.
All right. Here we go. 1st and 10 at the 38. Williams takes the snap. Looking. Throws. Left side. Caught again. Out of bounds, too. Oh, they're calling it incomplete. I guess he was out of bounds when he caught it.
Brutal.
He's 2nd and 10 here.
34 seconds. They are both reviewing this.
Oh, I thought he caught this, man. Usually when Madden does the auto review, it gets overturned. Yeah, it's a catch by Everett.
Think so.
Right foot down.
Yep.
And then he drags the left. It's not even close.
Madden just has to show off their replay system. That's all.
We got Tony Brothers out there. Gain of 6.
That's funny.
All right. 2nd and 4 here. Williams. Under center, takes the snap, looking, launches downfield, caught. That's a big play. Keenan Allen on kind of a little slot fade to the sideline, picks up about 20. Now you're in big field goal, well, still a long field goal, but you're in field goal range at the 35. But now you're thinking, might have a small chance at a touchdown here.
Yeah.
So we got 2 timeouts.
Who would win?
Oh, they're going to review this one.
Are they?
Oh, no.
Why? Why are we doing this?
Let's see here. Well, that replay didn't show me anything.
That's okay. So
Is that initial foot down? If not, it's going to be out of bounds. It all depends on the initial foot.
I think it was out of bounds. Who would win
Let's
a real
see.
Madden game between y'all?
I don't know how much Madden you play.
I played a lot more when I was younger.
Oh, I think it stood. Yeah, they're saying that initial foot was in. That's pretty rare. Usually when they review, it's overturned.
Yeah.
Williams
Very rare.
takes the snap, looking, little crosser, caught, takes a timeout. DeAndre Swift, a little crosser.
Yeah.
You got 1 timeout. If we know anything about Madden, Cullen, if they get tackled in play, even with 24 seconds left here, they will just run it down and kick the field goal.
100%.
So it's got to be out of bounds or the end zone if they're going to get a touchdown at this point.
Yeah. Which is really a bummer.
Yeah, it's like, take the timeout and you can still spike it if needed. Williams throws quick, incomplete. It's open, but even if he caught that, he would have just been tackled and they would have run it down and kicked the field goal. So maybe they take a shot at the end zone here. All right, here we go. Williams faces a blitz, throws left side. Oh, stayed upright and got out of bounds. DJ Moore, 18 seconds left. Type those ones.
Type those ones, baby.
Nate Davis says, this whole organization is built around me. Luckily for our sake, that's not true. Still rooting for you, though, Nate.
Yeah.
Williams takes the snap, looking, throws, cut! Keenan Allen, touchdown, Bears. Type those TDs. That is how you operate in the final minute of the first half. That was a dot, too.
Surgical.
Type those TDs.
Let's freaking go, man.
Time man, Colin. Bears got a chance to complete the sandwich now. They score at the end of the half and set to get the ball after halftime. As long as, well, I shouldn't say this, Colin. We've seen a kickoff return with 1 second less than that.
Yeah, I'm about to say, don't jinx it.
We don't need it with 14 seconds left. Cairo Santos knocks it through, 14-10.
Can't be mad at it.
All right. Can we do like a pooch kick or a squib or something?
Yeah, just use some common sense.
Figure it out, Flus. Figure it out.
Figure it out.
I will say with the new kickoff rules, I don't think you can squib anymore.
No, I don't
The
think
ball has to go in the air. So
well, I know you can't surprise onside
can't
kick.
surprise on site. You have to declare it.
Right.
But just based on where they line up, you can't squib it.
Right.
All right, Taylor boots it away. Past the 20. Oh, boy, I thought he was going to bust that one. We'll see if they sit on this or try to make something happen with 10 seconds left. Here we go.
Nate, the block will be late Davis. I like that nickname.
Murray under center. I think they're just going to hand this off. They will. Connor, right side. That'll take us to halftime. All right, 14-10 at the half. 14-10 at the half. If you want to get yourself a Rome Adunze jersey, you can do so at chatsports.com/Rome. That is chatsports.com/Rome. Got plenty available. That link is also in the comments and description of this video, so go check that out. Continue to give us your feedback on these Madden Sims. Do you like them? Do you not? Why for yes and for no? Let us know what you guys think. And just a quick reminder to subscribe to the channel. We cover the actual Chicago Bears on a daily basis with the latest news, rumors, everything surrounding this football team. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. We will keep you guys informed. All right.
What's up, Wyatt? Says, what's up, Harrison? Long time no talk.
Wyatt, what's up? It's been a while. Hope your summer's going well.
What up, Ty, man? Shout out you for joining the stream. Oh, man. Haven't really seen the player that's gone on. I mean, we've seen a lot. Little Trey McBride, little Zay Jones.
Yeah.
Too crazy.
Bears get the ball here with the chance to blow this game open with the touchdown. Touchdown here puts a lot of pressure on Arizona. A lot of pressure here. Let's see if DeAndre Carter can get a good kickoff return. Prater boots it away. Carter going to bring it out. Past the 20, down to about the 21. All right, here we go. Here comes Williams. There's Nate Davis. Still no handoffs yet. Do you keep slinging the rock, or do you give DeAndre Swift some touches here?
You got to think Swift's going to get his carries. You just got to.
You would think so.
Never know, though.
Williams in the gun, Swift to his left. Caleb. Going to hand it off here. Here comes Swift on the right side. Fresh legs, picks up 6. Spread them out early. Start running it late.
Yeah.
See what the approach is here. Shane Waldron. 2nd and 4.
The Nodge, no, Valus is still on the team. Just not.
Still on the team. We're just giving Carter a look at kick return this week.
No.
He had a good return week last week. What we might do, depending on how the rest of the kick returns go, is put Valus at kick return and Carter at punt return. We'll see.
Maybe.
Wanted to give Carter a look.
Yeah.
Swift catches it that time, gets a first down.
Yeah.
Type those ones. Nate Davis play would have been broken without me.
Nate Davis has really been the MVP so far.
Yeah. Nate Davis in the chat has been phenomenal. Williams. Stretch play. Swift. He's got room. Past the 40 and more. Gain of about 16 and a first down. Type those ones. Swift. Swift. Swift.
Type those ones.
Justin says, what Bears jersey should I get Cullen for his birthday? Cullen?
If you're going to give me a jersey, love Keenan Allen. So.
Ooh, Keenan Allen. I like that call. Williams under center. Hands it off. Swift. He's got room again. Inside the 40, down to the 35.
Yeah.
Keep the ones flowing in. Fresh legs, and they're pounding them early here.
Although, if you give me a Caleb jersey, I wouldn't be mad at you either. Or get NFL Prod says get him a custom Cullen jersey.
Let's
that
go.
would be something.
Williams
Nate Davis says get him my jersey.
There you go.
There you go. Get a Nate Davis jersey.
Williams under center. Looking, throws, left side. Caught. 2nd and 3 here.
Again, we're not seeing a lot of like over-the-top stuff either, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, there were some bigger plays in the first half than we've seen the last couple of weeks, but still been a lot underneath. Swift gets loose. Gets inside the 15. He's had a couple of nice runs here. Red zone time. Red zone time.
Shout out to Nodcast with the super chat. What player do you think could be a potential Hall of Famer if they were in a better situation? For me, it's Terry. Imagine if he was on the Chiefs the past 4 years.
Who's Terry?
Not sure.
Who are you talking about, Notcast? Swift. Tried to bounce it, didn't get there.
Are you talking about Terry McLaurin?
Yeah, you're talking about McLaurin? He still put up good numbers, but yeah, I mean, I think insert receiver, put him with the Chiefs, they're probably more productive than they normally are. Yeah, if you're talking about McLaurin, that'd definitely be a good example.
Santos it is. That's funny.
Williams hands it off. Swift cuts back, lowers the boom. He gets a first down. He's running hard. 62 yards all on this drive. It's been the DeAndre Swift drive. Type the ones.
Those ones up.
Tyreek's an exception, and he still put up huge numbers with Mahomes. It's just that Miami throws the shit out of the ball.
Yeah, they do.
Williams throws, end zone, caught. Cole Kmet, Caleb Williams, 3rd touchdown pass of the day. He's got a hat trick. Type those TDs.
Touchdown, Bears.
Here we go, 20-10. That's how you set the tone. Score at the end of the half. Come out in the second half, score again. Take a 2-score lead. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Tie man, Colin. Nate says, I like Cole. Me too, Nate.
Cool guy.
Cairo Santos on for the extra point. Kick is up and good. 21-10. Minute 50 left in the third as the Bears have taken a controlling lead of this game. Took up some good clock there, too. Basically, the Cardinals, based on how these Madden streams go, are going to have to play perfect. They're going to have to score, get a stop, and score again. They're probably not going to have 3 possessions.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Unless they hit a big, 75-yard touchdown or something.
Yeah.
Notcast, I would say, yeah. I mean, if Terry McLaurin was in Kansas City, I think he'd put up bigger numbers and have a better chance at the Hall of Fame. He'd win more, and he'd put up probably bigger numbers. Kick is away. Oh, Cardinals get blown up at the 23. 24 officially.
There you go. Madden better have his signature home run celebration.
Oh, for Kmet, yeah.
Yeah.
They need to.
Yeah.
They need to. All right, here we go. Murray in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Handoff, left side. Flag coming in. See what the call is here. Sweat had the tackle on the backside. Holding. Doot, doot, doot. Back it up. Back it up.
Replay first down.
Let's go. Murray under center. Hands it off. Connor. Jeez, first and 19. You give up
he breaks a tackle.
30 yards. That is a disaster. You had him backed up.
Can't be giving up runs like that.
That wasn't even a draw or anything. That was just a straight give. That's no bueno. Murray in the pistol. Hands it off. Connor left side. Another big run. Picks up 15. Good grief, man. In Bears territory, still with time left in the third quarter, and they're not even throwing the ball.
Yeah. Not sure what the game plan is here.
Nate Davis cheerleading for James Conner in the chat. Kyler Murray, play action, throws over the middle, incomplete. Looked like he was looking for Wilson. Couldn't hit him. Bring up 2nd and 10. Nate Davis, I am the team. Murray hands it off. Connor picks up 5. 3rd and 5. Type those threes. Be a long field goal from here, so this could be 4-down territory. This also could be the end of the quarter. We'll see if they get a snap off. 5, 4, 3, 2, snap. Murray throws right side. Caught. 1st down. All right, get your 4s up. It's 4th quarter time. 4th quarter time. Get those 4s up. Get those 4s up. Colin, Thomas, the Nodge. Pistol formation from Murray. Takes the snap. Looking. Throws. Right side. Caught. That was high, but a good snag by... Is that Wilson again?
That is Michael Wilson.
Jeez. Cardinals have moved in a hurry. They got plenty of time if they punch this in.
Really do.
Just outside the 10-yard line. Early in the 4th quarter. Murray in the gun again. 1st and 10 at the 11. Kyler takes the snap. Hands it off. Nothing doing. Tremaine Edmonds. Or no, that's Sweat who blew that up. Let's go, Montez. TFL for Sweat. TFL for Sweat.
That's what we came to see.
You hold them to a field goal here, that's huge because it would cut it to a 1-score game, but it's a full 1-score game. Yeah. At best, they would probably be able to force overtime. Murray takes the snap, hands it off. Not much doing here. Type those threes. It's 3rd down. That was Trey Benson on the carry that time.
Fan of his.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good. Type those threes.
I hate that he went to the Cardinals.
Murray in the gun. Takes the snap. Looking. Throws. End zone. He had him in, and he missed him.
Yeah.
They're going to have to kick here, 4th and 11, to cut it to 8. We'll take it.
We'll take it.
We will take it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Kick is up and good.
8-point game, 21-13 with 5 minutes and change to go.
Yeah.
Time to put this game on ice.
Need it.
4:40 to go, actually.
And then right there, got to get some clutch throws.
4:40 to go. Cardinals set to kick off. Nate Davis says, peace out, fellas. Got to go train for Nathan's hot dog contest. You think you got a shot with no Joey Chestnut? Think you got a shot? I can't check his stats after the game, NFL Productions, because it's a pre-recorded simulation. Like, it cuts off once the game ends, so I can't go to his season stats. But I'll take a look before the next game. Here we go. Kickoff is deep. Here comes DeAndre Carter. Gets to about the 23. All right. What you can't do here is turn it over.
No.
At worst, you're punting this football.
At worst. Not cast with the $2.
The Notcast, what is your most pessimistic take for the Bears next year? That the interior offensive line could be a disaster. I like Tevin, but if he's hurt, I think you got big questions elsewhere. I think the centers are better than your options from last year, but that's not saying much. And I still have concerns about our pal Nate Davis. Williams going to throw over the middle, caught Cole Kmet. So I would say that. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a disaster, but I could see it kind of playing out where it's not that good. And you want to protect your rookie quarterback and give him as much confidence as you can. 2nd and 5 here. 4:08 to go. Williams. Sends Swift into motion. Williams throws, slant, incomplete. Here we go. 4 minutes to go. 3rd and 5. Cardinals got a chance to get a 3 and out. 3 and out. This would be disappointing. I'm surprised no carries for Swift on those first 2 plays.
Very surprising. See if they go to him here, though.
6-man box, I'd consider it. They're going to throw. Williams looking, throws over the middle, caught. Kmet wide open. Type those ones. Get the clock rolling. Get the clock rolling. Splash boys. Geez, that Nate Davis kid was a real treat. Colin, I think that's another point I'd say. Like, the lack of a pass rush could be a concern.
Yeah.
Like, if they don't find if Sweat's their only legitimate pass rusher, someone needs to emerge or they need to sign someone. Williams throws over the middle, caught again. They're just keep slinging away. First down, DJ Moore.
Type those ones.
Type those ones. Clock keeps churning.
I mean, if Madden sells you anything, I mean, the Bears need to get another pass rusher because apparently Sweat isn't enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Realistically, though, I think the Bears will add somebody.
I think they'll add someone, whether it's bring back Ngakoue, Ogba.
Yeah.
They'll get somebody.
But
Someone gets cut. Oh, that was dangerous. I'm surprised that they threw again there, Colin.
I'm not sure what Shane Waldron's cooking up here, but
Put the ball on the ground and let's force the Cardinals to start taking some timeouts here.
yeah, we got 3 legitimate running backs. Use them.
Williams in the gun here. Hands it off. Swift. Good run there. Picks up 6. That's going to be the 2-minute warning, I believe. Cardinals aren't going to take a timeout, surprisingly. So the Bears, we'll see if the Madden's smart. The Bears don't have to snap this before the 2-minute warning. The Bears don't have to snap this. If they snap this, that is ridiculous. Caleb tries to hard count. Yeah, they're not going to snap it. All right, 2-minute warning. Bears 21, Cardinals 13. Kind of an interesting spot. You got 3rd and 4. It would be a long field goal from here, so if you don't get it, I'll be curious to see what Madden does. Williams. He's going to throw. Looking. Throws. Caught. Kmet. First down. Timeout Cardinals.
Let's go.
So now you put the ball strictly on the ground.
Yeah.
If you run it 3 straight times, assuming you don't run out of bounds, they use their last 2 timeouts plus 40 more seconds would come off. So you'd probably have it down to a minute, and you're in field goal range. So there's no reason to put this ball in the air. Raging Bull. Unfortunately, I do remember this, but we will put the super chat on screen. He says, remember when we blew a 12-point lead as Williams hands it off? No gain there. Against the Lions and wanting Coach Flus to be fired? Yeah, I mean, look, there's still a decent argument to be made that firing Flus would have been the right decision. Not because the team didn't improve and that he didn't grow as a coach, but when you reset at quarterback like this, a lot of people would argue kind of setting up with the new head coach to get on the same timeline would make sense. 2nd and 10 here. Williams. Swift. He's going to get a first down.
Let's go.
That should do it. Timeout Cardinals. They're out of timeouts.
Type those ones.
Oh, Dennis, a first-time super chat. I'll do some jumping jacks for Dennis. 3, 4, 5. Shout out Dennis. He says, top 3 trade deadline ideas this season. I can see 1 of 3. Allen, Joey Bosa, or Hendrickson. Who do you think, and will you make a video on this topic? As the Bears are going to take a knee.
Let's go.
Yeah, we'll do some trade. We'll definitely do trade discussion like we always do. I don't think Josh Allen, I assume that's who you're talking about from the Jets. Oh, Jonathan Allen's probably who you're talking about. I think all 3 of those are interesting. Now, if the Bengals are competitive, I doubt they move Hendrickson. Bosa, he's an interesting one. If the Cardinals are struggling, I could see them moving him. And then Jonathan Allen, definitely. If Trevon Dexter isn't panning out and they want an interior guy, I could see that. Oh my gosh, they're going to hand it off. Don't fumble. What is Madden doing?
What are we doing?
What is Madden doing?
Jesus. The Nodcast.
Are they going to – remember when that one we did, they kicked a field goal at the buzzer for no reason?
They might.
Was that the Jags?
I think so.
Notcast says, if we're a win-now team, why wouldn't Poles go pay top 5 for a great edge? I don't get it. We could have had Daniil Hunter. Why wait if we are in win now? You're a couple of reasons. One – we don't know how they feel about Hunter in the scheme as the Bears take a knee. 2, we don't know if Hunter would have wanted to come here. 3, you're combining you're entering this is the first year of your win now window. So what does that mean? You want to win this year, but you're not all in on. They are going to kick the field goal.
They kicked it.
Why does Madden do that?
I don't know.
You're not like all in this year. So, if you're the Chiefs or if you're the 49ers, you're more inclined to do a move like that when you've been on the cusp of a Super Bowl, or in the Chiefs' case, you're trying to get a 3rd Super Bowl in a row. The Bears are entering this window. So, if this year comes and goes and, the offense is good, defense is solid, but the pass rush holds them back, that's going to be their next big priority. So, you got to keep all that in mind. All right. Bears win 24-13. Type dub in the chat.
I will say,
Bears are 5-3.
Caleb's stats for the game: 199 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 84.6 completion percentage.
Very efficient game for Caleb Williams. Get the dubs in the chat. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Our next sim is Week 10, I believe, against the Patriots. So we'll get to that on our Monday live stream, and we will go from there. Bears 5-3 on our Madden simulations. We'll have more Bears videos as well, so stay tuned. All right, Luis, Colin, NFL, Trump, the Nodge, Harley, all typing dubs in the chat. FGB from the Nodge. I got places to be, so I got to sign off because my wife's out of town, so I got to go relieve our babysitter for my son. So we're going to get out of here. Shout out to Colin for producing as always. Appreciate everybody for being here. Bear down. We'll see you next time.